welcome to my North Knit Corner. My name is Anne and I come to you from the south of Norway. Here I live with my husband, our 3 boys and our little Jack Russell Terrier called Mokka. Welcome if you have been here before and welcome if you're here for the first time. I really appreciate that you are here. I hope you have your craft ready, maybe a good cup of coffee or tea or something else good to drink and are ready to spend some time with me. I'm excited to share what I've been knitting on since the last time, and I do have a few FOs as well to show you. So you are so welcome. I hope you're well. I have some color in the studio today, some tulips. I'm so ready for spring, so I needed some color in here, and yeah, it's so wonderful that the snow is starting to melt and the temperatures are going into the positives, and yeah, it's wonderful. Still pretty cold and yeah, I don't know what you say in English, but it rains and it can be a little bit blah. But still, we have had some sun and things are starting to grow and it's wonderful. I'm so excited for spring. But we are not here to talk about the weather. We are here to talk about knitting, and I'm so ready for it. I just want to say that I have information about everything I talk about. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice already. I have information about everything I talk about in the description box below this episode, and I also have timestamps on this episode so you can skip back and forth as you please, and yeah, so it's easy for you to watch what you want. Before I share my FOs, I will just quickly tell you what I'm wearing. I'm wearing a Ranunculus. I'm sure you've already seen it. The Ranunculus is popular and for good reason. It's a pattern by Midori Hirose. This is one of my 4 Ranunculus or Ranunculi. I knitted this in the end of 2022. The yarn I have used is from a Norwegian hand dyer. It's a sock yarn called Ola, which Ola we call our jeans in Norwegian. We all call Ola pants, so that's why it's called Ola. And together with Sandnes Tynn Kid Silk in the color dark sky blue, I believe. I have a project on Ravelry for it, but I don't have a lot of information in that project other than the yarn. So I don't know what size this is. I don't know what needles I used, nothing. But I have become better at putting information into Ravelry. So I'm glad that I have started to do that when I want to knit it again. It's so easy to go and see what did I do last time. But anyway, this is my Ranunculus and I really like it. I love the color on this one. But then it's time to talk about some FOs. I will start to share 2 projects and they are both Christmas presents. And it feels so good to be done already with 2 Christmas presents this early in the year. So my plan is to knit all of the Christmas presents before November. That would be great, right? We'll see. This is the Frostskog sweater by Vivian Aas. This is for my oldest son, who is soon 20 years old. That's crazy. This is the Frostskog sweater. As I said, I have knitted size 3 and I've knitted with Rauma Vams, which is a really thick yarn. It's 83 meters on 50 grams. So this is a real outdoor sweater. you can use it inside, of course, but it will be very, very warm. So I think this is a great like outer sweater to have. Yeah. I have knitted with the colors 82 grain blue, which is my main color, 1 nature for the threes, and then moss green for these borders. And it I said size 3, right? I have knitted on 5, 5.5, and 6 millimeter needles, US 8, 9, and 10. So pretty thick needles. And it's a top-down construction and a raglan. So it was a little bit fiddly, I think, to knit German short rows to get it higher in the back, when you also had to do increases for the raglan. And then also the color work and raglan at the same time. It's not difficult, but you have to think a little bit. And the raglans are not in the chart, so you have to remember it. And it went by okay. It's a very easy color work. It's not a problem. Yeah. I like that. I like that it was raglan for this one. I think it looks very nice. It weighs as much as 479 grams. And I think I did say I was a little bit skeptic about the size. I had measured a sweater that my son have that fits him. But yeah, I felt like this looked very small, but I did do measurements and everything, and it was the same size as that sweater, which he uses often, so, and looks good on him. So yeah, I did do a little bit of a tough blocking on this one. Really stretched it and put it up with pins, and yeah, and it looks good. I don't think it looks small, and yeah, I think this will look good on him size wise. Yeah, so you see also a little border on before the ribbing and also on the sleeves. So that's the Frostskog sweater, sadly only in Norwegian, but hopefully it will come in English sometime. She has some of her sweaters in English, so I know, or patterns in English, so it might come. So that's one Christmas present check. Then the next Christmas present is a pair of Bobil mittens, or camper van mittens. This is also a pattern only in Norwegian, sadly. This is for my mother-in-law. We can see the camper van and lots of pattern in this one. These I have knitted in Rauma 4.0 in the color 403 light gray and 4121 marled orange. And it has this cute picot edge and a striped ribbing. Yeah, I've knitted these on 2.25 millimeter needles US 1, so really thin needles, but actually it did go by pretty fast. When I was done with the cuff, the rest of this went by pretty fast because it's so fun to see how the color work grows. So I did have to do another round and another round to see how it become. Yeah, so very fun. And as I've said a couple of times already in another podcast, is that I really want to knit more color work mittens. I really enjoyed it. I have to say this pattern was a little bit difficult for me because it's like a typical Norwegian or Scandinavian how do you say that? Scandinavian pattern, which has very little information. You have to know things that you have to put into the pattern yourself. It just assumes that you understand. So the chart had some extra space on the sides that weren't supposed to be knitted, and I didn't really understand. So, but after some time, I think I figured it out. At least I have some mittens that looks okay. Yeah, but it was, I was almost giving up. Yeah, and it didn't even say to fold and knit the picot edge together, which I just assumed that you were supposed to, because if not, it would look really strange. So, but other than that, when I just understood, it was fine. So hopefully I've done it correctly. Yeah, and I did put them in the washing machine on a 20 minutes wash on 30 degrees with a couple of towels just to felt them just a little bit. Fennel is just a perfect yarn for mittens, I think. It's very forgiving. When you wash it, it fills out very, very nicely. So I did do just a little bit of felting, but not much. Just enough to just make them very, yeah, what you call that in English, tight, so the wind won't go through, if you understand that that it's warm. Yeah. So happy with these. These weigh 49 grams. So I hope that will be a good Christmas present as well. Then I knitted a hat for my son. I don't have it here to show you because he has it on his head and he's at school. He came to me and said that he had found a hat on Ravelry that he really wanted. And Mama, the pattern is free. Can you please knit it? And of course I had to say yes. And I have to look at my notes because this name is so long. But the pattern is called Amorphous Shape-Shifting Jelly Monster. It's a pattern by Akabeko Botan. And it's free. But he said that it looks like a Ditto Pokemon. So I don't know, but I'm sure he's right. That's why he wanted it. It was a Ditto hat. I have knitted this in double Sunday in 60-32 blue hortensia on needles 3.5 and 4 millimeters. Or sorry, only 4 millimeters. Yeah, because you only knit in stockinette. There's no ribbing, nothing like that. So it gets a little bit like a curly edge with the stockinette curling up. And then it's a great pattern. It's line by line, how to increase and decrease to get the arms and the ears. That's what he said, that it's arms and ears. And I used almost all of one ball of yarn. I thought I needed more, and I almost did, but I had this much left, I think, of the yarn when I was done. So that was perfect. And I even knitted a little bit longer before I started the shaping of the hat, because I wanted it to be a little bit longer so he could cover his ears. So I used 50 grams, so it was perfect. I still have 50 grams left because I bought 2 balls of yarn because I was sure I needed more, but only 1 ball of yarn, which is perfect. Nothing much to say about that hat other than I also sewed in a couple of beads for eyes, and then you were supposed to do the running stitch to make a mouth, and that was difficult. I'm sure it's not difficult, but I really struggled. I sewed and I wasn't happy. I ripped it out and did it again and ripped it out and so on. But in the end, I just decided that I had to just do it and be happy with it. And I think it turned out okay in the end. But I did struggle, and I did have to look at a tutorial on YouTube to figure out how to do the running stitch. But it was fine. It's not difficult. It's just I wanted the mouse to look like the hat in the picture of the pattern, so you know. But my son is very happy with the hat, and he has been wearing it almost every day, so that's good.
Hello guys, today I'm talking about this Pokemon because it's cute. This is a Pokemon named Ditto. It is from Generation 1, I believe. Please do not copyright this video, YouTube. Please. I do not want to get taken down. Thank you. And this is a really cool hat. I can do many cool things with it if I can use it. Like, no. Yeah. It's really cool. Yeah, this is a shiny Ditto, by the way. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a couple centimeters long. I don't know. I'm not an expert. Yeah, and that's this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. YouTube. Disclaimer, do not copyright this video because of Nintendo, please. Okay, bye.
If you've been here before, you've seen that I have been knitting a few things from the Imogene collection by Daku in the Bluebird box. I've knitted a cowl. I've knitted fingerless mittens. And of course I had to knit the hat. So now I have knitted the hat. I've knitted this in Drops Noor in the color 29 Marzipan, 9 Deep Ocean and 20 Blush. I knitted the size 3 on 3 and 3.5 millimeter needles, US 2.5 and 4. Yes, this is very fun to knit. I love the color work. I decided that I wanted the blush in the middle here so it would match. I know in the pattern, because I have chosen colors that's fairly similar to the ones that is on the pictures in the pattern, because I really liked how that looked. But I wanted this to match. In the pattern, she uses the green for the base of the hat, for the main color. But I didn't want that. I wanted the marzipan as the main color, so it would look the same as the cowl and the mittens. But I also didn't want the star and everything here to be the same color. So I wanted the blush to come in here. She uses the pink on the crown, but I didn't want that. So I took the blush here, and then I used the green for the crown. The thing is that there's a part, just one round, that you have to use 3 strands of yarn at the same time. I think it was just once, since I chose to knit with the blush. So there's one round, I think there's only 4 green stitches on the round, which means that you have to bring your strand of yarn far. I could have just duplicate stitched, and I just didn't think about it. So that meant that on that one round it got really tight, even though I felt like I didn't tighten it. I thought I given enough yarn so it would be loose enough, but I didn't, and I didn't see that before I was done with the hat, of course. So when I was taking my hat on, it stopped right here on the top of my head because it was too tight. So what I did was, and the stupid thing is, this is size 3. I did think about knitting size 4 for myself, But a hat is nice to have some negative ease. So I was afraid that the size 4 would be a little bit too big. But I should have knitted size 4. But anyway, I solved it some kind of. I found the strand of yarn with green that was too tight. And since it was only 4 stitches, I had enough yarn on each side of the stitch so I could cut it and sew it in. And that meant that I did loosen it a bit. So now it's loose enough here. Yeah, and I did wash and block it aggressively. I pinned it down. Yeah, and now it fits me. I think a size 4 would be better, but it's okay. Let me take it on. I don't feel I look very nice with hats because I don't have enough here to show. But anyway, this is how I am, and we need warmth on our ears, so we can't care about how it looks. Yeah, but I really like the hat. Yeah, and I think it looks okay. I don't know, but it fits me. It's fine. Okay, my hair is now hat here, so. But I really like this color work, and I think it's beautiful. And I do have enough yarn, so I can knit another hat if I want to. I'm not sure if I want to because I have so many things I want to knit. But maybe sometime I'll knit another one if I don't use that yarn for something else. I can also knit mittens because there's a pattern for mittens also in there, so I can have mittens that can cover your fingers as well, to knit every pattern if I want to in that collection. We'll see. But now I have a set, and I'm going to use this hat, so it's no problem. Yeah, I think it's very nice. I love it. The hat weighs 51 grams. I can't see if I've written 57 or 51, but you know, it will be here on the side. I highly recommend the Imogene collection if you want a set with hat and mittens and cowl. It's really nice and fun to knit, so highly recommend. The last FO I want to share with you today is my square in the square relay. If you've been here before, you know what the square relay is. It's Norwegian knitting podcasters have gone together, and each month there's a new knitting podcaster that's designing a little square and hosts a little cal for the square. We've been doing this for almost 2 years now, and I think that we will keep on doing it through this year. And everyone can join. It's free on Ravelry, and all the patterns will be there for free. And this month it's my square. I was contacted 3 days before this month started, so on the 25th, by the ones who started this knit along, because they are the ones in control of who is going to have the square for which month and so on. And they asked me if I had a square ready and if I could take March. And I was like, oh, because I did have my square ready. I made this or designed this, or I don't want to say design because I'm not a designer. I made a little pattern for this square in April last year because I wanted to be ready when it was my turn. But I thought I would have time to ask someone to test knit it and everything. But when I was asked 3 days before the month of March, I didn't have time to ask anyone to test knit my square. So yeah, I said it was okay. I can do it, but I really had to knit really fast through the pattern one more time just to make sure that it was okay. It was good that I did, because in the chart there was one little mistake. It was not big, and I think everyone would have understood what was supposed to be there, but for my own part, it was good to fix it, so it was okay. Anyway, enough chat about that. Here is my square, and I hope someone wants to knit it. So I have called my square Du er verdifull, which means you are valuable. Yeah. You are valuable, square. So there are some cables, some hearts made with yarn overs. Yeah. So I've knitted this one. I knitted this in April last year, and I couldn't show it to you then. I don't think I showed it to you. Maybe I showed it on my English channel. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Probably not. But anyway, it's knitted in Rauma Finull because I'm making a blanket in Rauma Finull with all my squares. I'm knitting on 3.5mm needles US4, and this weighs 18 grams. But since I did panic a little bit, I just fast knitted through the pattern one more time. And I only used some cotton yarn. I used Hobby Rainbow Cotton 884 print in the color 1 called Annette. So just a little dishcloth, just to make sure that the pattern was okay. Yeah, and this weighs 28 grams. So I'm a little nervous, a little excited that people are going to knit this little pattern, because I've never done anything like that before, and of course I'm a little bit nervous that there's something wrong with my pattern. I know it's a free pattern, it's just for fun, it's nothing big, it's not a big deal, it's just a square. But still, you know, I want it to be good and I want people to understand it, and yeah. So hopefully, if not, I hope they ask me and I can help them. Yeah. So that's my square. Excited to have a little square out in the world, a little pattern. Yeah. The first whip I want to show you is some socks. I didn't have any socks finished this time. It's a little bit weird because I usually knit some socks and have some socks done every podcast, but this time I don't, because I'm still knitting on the same socks that I showed you last time. I'm knitting on the Julgubbe socks by Anniina Juuti. And as I talked about last time, this is a colorwork pattern, and I was knitting in the size 3, but I had trouble getting it over my heel. I had probably totally off gauge and probably knitted too tight when I pulled my strands with yarn, and yeah. So I thought that I just had to rip back to the ribbing and then start again, and yeah. But actually I decided to rip it all out and cast on size 4 instead. So I knitted the size 4 on 2mm needles US0, and here is my first sock done, and it fits me. It looks a little bit strange before I have washed and blocked it, but oh well. I like this cute Santa Claus or Julgubbe, and they have a little bubble for the hats, the Santa hats, little pom-pom. Very cute. It looks really funny, I know, but it do fit me. It looks very big, but it's not actually, so yeah. It fits me nicely. I have started the second one. It's with the wrong side out because that is how I knit my colorwork socks. But I'm done with the Santas, and I'm going to knit a little bit more on the leg before I start the heel. I'm knitting in Drops Fiesta, which is the red. No, sorry, not Fiesta. Drops Fabel, 106 red, Sunny Sisu, 1012 cream, and Filcolana Arvetta in this light or this blush color, light pink for the faces. I don't have a number for that because that was something I had in my stash, and I don't have the label anymore. Yeah, so this will be done soon, I hope. I'm a little bit, it's a little bit hard to knit on them, I have to admit, because since I ripped them out and started again, it feels like I should have them done by now. But it has been, yeah, it's taken some time, but that's okay too. It's not like I need any socks done, and these are Christmas socks, so. But yeah, it will be done soon. The heel is very fun. It's you decrease under the foot instead of around like normal. And I really, really like that kind of heel. I've done that a couple of times now on the 3 socks that I showed a few episodes ago, or last episode, I'm not sure. Skogly socks by Birka Strikk had that kind of heel, and the confetti socks that I showed you last time also had this heel. So pretty fun that it's been the same kind of heel on 3 pairs of socks now. Yeah, one after the other. But that's my Julgubbe socks. I'm knitting away on these a little bit each day to finish them. I'm so excited to cast on new socks. So, you know, have to finish them first. Then I want to talk a little bit about my Temperatur blanket that I'm knitting on, because we are done with January and February and are now into March. So I have done 2 squares and I'm knitting squares. I'm not using a pattern. I have used a tutorial on YouTube from Very Pink Knits, where she shows how to knit a square yeah, from the inside out instead of outside in, which was a pattern that I had downloaded, but I want my month to start in the center and go out, not go out and in, if that makes sense. I'm using Drops Charisma. I'm not gonna tell you all of the color numbers now. They are in my project on Ravelry, I believe, if you're interested. But when the blanket is done, I will of course share all of the colors with you. So this is January. I've showed this before. It's very curly. I have to get some kind of foam, maybe a seating pad. I don't know if you call that a seating pad in English. That's directly translated from Norwegian, which is kind of a foam that you use when you're out hiking to sit down on. And so I can mark the edges with, so I can use a marker to make a square as big as I want to have it, so I can just block all of them the same size. Hope that makes sense. But this is the one from January, and I have a white border. This is not Drops Charisma, this is Sanne's Perfect, I think. Perfect. And February's square. So as you can see, it's been very cold in here, but now it's getting milder. Milder? No, it's getting mild. And it's a little bit more white here, since February only have 28 days this year. Yeah. So I was thinking this will be my border color, but I'm not sure. Maybe I should use another color again on the outside. So if you have an opinion, let me know. Because I use this to fill out the squares where you have less than 31 days. Because all of the squares has to be the same size. So maybe it would be nice to have on the outside of all of it another color. I'm not sure, but if you have an opinion, let me know. And I've started March, which is almost nothing because it's only 2 days knitted here. Today is the 3rd of March. So you can hardly see anything. I'm knitting on 3.5 millimeter needles. Yeah, I could actually see that. My new glasses are really working. That's good. Good to know. Yes, so that's my temperature blanket. Then I just quickly want to share with you my granny square cardigan. I am making a granny square cardigan. I want to crochet the granny squares, of course, and then I want to knit the button band and the sleeves is my plan. I'm not using a pattern. I know there's patterns out there, but I really wanted to try and do this on my own. I think it's possible, but who knows? Who knows? We'll see. I've crocheted a lot of squares. I think I have crocheted about 30. I am making a vlog for this. Hopefully it will come out sometime. I've been doing this since before Christmas, and I don't know. I'm trying to make a vlog out of it, so you can follow me along for this little journey. And I think I said I've only knitted 24 squares, but I think I've knitted 30. I've crocheted them. But now I have started with the back piece. This is going to be the back, I think. Yeah, I'm crocheting this in Drops Saffron, which is a really affordable yarn. It's a cotton yarn, 100% cotton. It's very affordable. And so I'm thinking if this doesn't work out the way that I want it to, it's not a big investment and it's okay. And it's fun to play and see if I can try and make this without a pattern. Yeah. So this is how it's looking right now. And then I think this is how wide I want it. I am trying it up against another jacket that I have that has the look that I want for this jacket. Yeah, so I'm thinking hopefully the squares will go a little bit down so it will be kind of a drop shoulder. We'll see, maybe not, I don't know. So now I am going to see if it is as long as I wanted. I'm of course going to knit the ribbing too for the bottom of this. So that will be knitted. So I have to see if I need another square before the ribbing or if this is long enough. I don't think I want this jacket to be very long. And I can just adjust that with the ribbing, I think. And then I have to see how I will do with the top here, if I'm going to... Yeah, I think I will just crochet on the front pieces, that I'm not going to knit anything here on the top, I think. I don't know what I'm doing, but yeah, it's fun and I like the colors. I just chose some colors that I liked and it's going to be a little bit funny. Yeah, but I like it. And if it doesn't turn out, that's okay too. Yeah, that's okay. It's fun to try. So that's the progress I have so far on that one. Then I have really wanted to cast on all the things, and I still want to cast on all the things, but I've limited myself, so I cast on 2 new things. I've cast on a scarf. Oh, the bag was open and it all falls out. Because I had this beautiful green hand-dyed from a Norwegian hand dyer that's no longer dyeing yarn, called Stulenstrikk. And this is a beautiful green called Holly. It's a sock yarn. And I've had it here hanging on my wall for such a long time because I wanted it to be something very nice. This was a yarn that I won in a knit-along for some socks. And I also got a very nice pattern together with this, but it was for socks, and this is... Oh, I thought it was just too beautiful to be socks. So I'm knitting the Lotus Lake scarf by Anniina Juuti, but I really wanted to have a silk mohair together with it. And I'm using Sanne's Tynn Silk Mohair in the color 772. I don't know what's the color name of this, but it's a nice green. And that was the green. I took this with me into the yarn store, and that was the green that looked the best together with this. But when I started to knit them together, I was a little bit afraid that it might not work out, because this color do change a lot with the silk mohair. It's also darker. So you can see what you think. It's growing on me. It really is. I do think I really like how it looks. So I'm knitting this on 3.5mm needles US4. And you start off just knitting this kind of ribbing. And it has this beautiful lace on the edge. I can put up a picture of the last one I knitted. I have knitted this before. And then I just knitted it in a sock yarn. But now I wanted the mohair together with it. I gifted the other one, but this is going to be for me. I'm very excited. So yeah, not knitting too much on this, just a few rows every day, because right now it's just the ribbing, it's the lace that's fun. so but I am just, it's a nice project to have in between all of the others, because I can do a few rows and then put it away, and it's easy to come back to. So this is, I'm plugging along on this one, and excited to have this one done too at some point. The next one I cast on is also a very fun knit. I'm very excited for this one. I wasn't supposed to cast it on now, but I just really wanted to. I needed some color. Needed some happy colors in my life. So I cast on the stripe hype sweater. The stripe hype sweater, I'm sure you know, and I have seen it. It's been all over Instagram and knitting podcasts for a long time. I feel like it's still very popular, and it's from Kika or Veronika Lindberg. And I wanted to knit this ever since I saw it for the first time, which has to be, I don't know how long it's been out, but I feel like a couple of years. But it's just not, I've just not cast it on. But then last year I bought a lot of Filcolana, Avetta from a D-stash, and it was a lot of fun colors there. And I immediately thought, oh, this is perfect for the stripe hype. So I showed you last episode that I bought some double Sunday in 1012 whipped cream to start this sweater, and I asked for help with colors, and thank you to the ones who shared what colors you think I should use. I am not sure I listened to any of you. I don't know, maybe I did, but I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm happy with the colors that I chose in the end. So maybe I should show you the sweater first and how far I have come on it. It's not very far, but I've started. But there's always all of this yarn that's going into all of these needles, and yeah, you know, not very professional. Here, the back maybe is better. So this is a very nice construction. You start with the back, you cast on the stitches for your size and knit back and forth for a while. So there's quite a lot of purling to be done, but that's okay. And I've knitted the left front, and now I've just finished the right front, and yesterday before I went to bed I connected the left and the right front and started to knit those. So now I'm just knitting back and forth, I think, until I can connect with the back and start to knit in the round, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm knitting the size 3 on 3.5 and 4 millimeter needles, US 3 and 6. But I am using 4 millimeter needles, as I said, but on the other one I have 3.25 millimeter, which I haven't written down what that is in US, but if I can see, it says 3. Maybe it's US 3 for 3.25 millimeter. I'm not sure, but you probably know. Because I do tend to knit looser when I am purling flat. So then I'm knitting on 4 millimeter needles for the knit side, but on the wrong side when I'm purling I'm using 3.25 to try and make it so it won't row out. But as you can see, I've still managed to do it a little bit. In the middle here you have the pick up place where you pick up stitches, so that's no wonder that there's a line there. But still, if you look over and under that line, you still see there's some lines. But for the most part, it looks okay. And if not, it will be okay. I think it will even out in washing. But I think it looks okay, actually. Better than it usually does when I am only knitting on the same needle for both the right and the wrong side. So I'm happy I did that. That's what's good with needles, that you can have what's interchangeable needles. Yeah, so you can have what the size you want on either side. And as I said, I knit with double Sunday, and 1 strand of double Sunday in the color 1012 cream. And for this, I love this color here. That is 153 Deep Orchid. Then I did decide to go for a Sunnis Sisu, which I had 50 grams of in the color 6063 Ink Blue. And I started to knit the first blue stripe. And when I have knitted 6 rows, I thought, because I held that double, and I'm doing that for Filcolana Vetta as well. And then I realized that I'm going to be short about 10 grams of the Sunnis Sisu, so I started to feel the yarn chicken coming even before I needed to really think about it. But I'm glad I thought about it, because I ripped it out, because I'm not going to take the chance that I will be missing 10 grams of yarn. So I found, but I really wanted that blue. I wanted that blue. I was not going to change that, and I know I can't get more of these, but because it's this color is discontinued. But I had some Holst Super Soft in my stash, and if you see here, they go pretty well together. And this is a little bit, I would say, a little bit darker. The color is called Space. I think this is more petrol, but together it works out. Yeah. So I'm holding them together. You get a little bit of marling, but not a lot. It's okay. But what I'm afraid of is that I remember that this whole super soft color really bled a lot. I knitted a sweater in this that had a light color work. And when I put this into the water, it became instantly so blue. And I had a really big panic attack. No, but really, I really panicked. It was horrible, and I was so afraid that I really ruined the color work. But luckily, it went okay. But I'm afraid now that this will bleed. Yeah, a lot. But I'm taking the chance because I'm also thinking maybe this also will bleed. It's a very dark color. It looks like it's really saturated. So yeah. Hopefully it will all go fine. We'll see. I have to put a lot of color catchers or something into the water when I finish it. Yeah, I can share with you also the rest of the colors. I'm thinking this one, this is the Army Green 147, is going to go after the blue stripes. And if I'm bold enough, these two will be on the sleeves. And this is 250 Disco Green and 365 Calendula. So if I'm brave, this is going to be on the sleeves. I think they will. Yeah, and I can knit one sleeve and see, and if it's not what I want, I can rip it out and I can do it again with some other colors. That's possible. So nothing is set in stone, but we will see. Yeah, another project that I'm really enjoying, having fun with. It's always colors makes me so happy. Yeah, I think that is everything of the knitting, whips and FOs and everything I wanted to share with you today. Yeah, I have one little acquisition to share with you because I am knitting more of these Frostskog sweaters. I've knitted this for my oldest, but I also want to knit one for my husband and for my 17-year-old who's turning 18 this year. Anyway, I think the next one is going to be for my husband, maybe. We'll see. Haven't decided yet. But I bought this one for the main color. This is number 3. And then I wanted to use, I have some Raumavams leftovers from a sweater that I knitted for my dog and also from the Frostskog sweater. So this is from the sweater for my dog. 412, I think it's called mint green. So I want to use this for the trees and this for the main color. But then when I was at the store or the yarn shop, I forgot that I also need another color to go with this. But I really don't want to go back and buy another skein. I only need one skein or one ball for that little border. So I'm thinking about this color. Let me know what you think. This is Drops Charisma. This is 83 meters on 50 grams. This is 100 meters on 50 grams. I'm thinking it will go fine, that it won't be a problem. I don't think so. But I really like this. Yeah. So we'll see. I think I have enough here. It's not 50 grams, but I only need about 25-30 grams, I think. So we'll see. If not, I have to see in my stash if I can find something else. I do also have more of the moss green, but I don't think I want more green into this. And I also have a very blue, very clear blue. But I don't think I want that either. I think maybe something like this. Yeah, we'll see what it will be. And of course, I have a lot of things I want to cast on. There's this, of course, the rosy sweater I shared with you last time. I want to cast on, but I will wait a little bit with that. I'm going to cast on this Frostskog sweater pretty soon. I'm going to a yarn festival in a few weeks. And I think if I can knit through the color work and everything and just have that stockinette going, that would be a good festival knitting for me. So the rosy sweater, I think I will wait with it to knit when I have some time to relax or think about that, because I think I have to concentrate a lot when I knit that color work. And there's also this slipover from Anniina Juuti. I think it's called a Lovey Vest, if I'm not mistaken. I have some Sunny Sunday. I think I can hold double. I'm looking at it in this brown, or I can take it down for you. It's this color here. 2564 Sunny Sunday. It's discontinued. Not the yarn, but the color. Yeah, so I want to do that. And I have a cowl from Michelle Frasette that I want to knit. I have a lot of socks I want to knit. You know how it is. So plans. I have a lot of plans, but we'll see what comes next. That comes next. Yeah. But after that, yeah, so many things. And that's a good segue into a podcast recommendation, because when I watch podcasts, knitting podcasts, I get so inspired. And my knitting list just grows and grows and grows, because some podcasts, they inspire me with their color choices. Some podcasts show me new patterns. And some podcasts show me patterns I've seen 100 times, but in colors that just makes me like, wow, I didn't think I wanted that, but I do in those colors. So I don't know about you. Maybe you have the same as I do. But I really wanted to share with you a new Norwegian knitting podcaster who is podcasting in English. I recently discovered her, or YouTube showed me her podcast, which I'm really happy about. Her podcast is called Ida Knits. She has 4 episodes out. The first episode she has is Everything I Knit in 2025 episode, which I think it's a great way to see if or to see what kind of knitter she is, what's the pattern the pattern she chooses to knit, the color she chooses. Yeah, a great way to get to know her through, or get to know her, the knitter, if you understand what I'm trying to say. So I highly recommend you take a look. She has 2 podcast episodes out, and she also have a baby knits episode, because she has a little baby. So she knits a little bit of baby knits as well. So if that's something that interests you, highly recommend you take a look at Ida Knits. So that's my little podcast recommendation for this episode. Now my words are getting tangled, so I think it's time for me to say goodbye. I just want to say thank you again for being here. It means a lot to me, and I really appreciate the encouragement and all of the nice comments you leave me. Let me know what you're knitting on. Always fun to see and get inspired through the comments as well, because you inspire me, which I'm grateful for. So my knitting list can grow a little bit more every time I read a comment and you share what you're knitting on. And if you're not already subscribed, but you like the content here, and yeah, then I would appreciate a subscribe. But still, I'm just very grateful that you're here, if you're subscribed or not. But it helps out my channel a lot if you choose to do so, because I love to share my joy in knitting, because you know, knitting is a very important thing for me, and I know it is probably for you as well if you are still here. But again, enough waffling from me. I hope you're good, I hope you're well, I hope you're safe and healthy, that you have a good start to the month, that spring is coming where you are. I know not spring everywhere. I know some of you are going into fall and winter, but yeah, take care. But whatever weather, wherever you are, take care of yourself and the people around you. Knit on something that gives you a lot of joy, because why would we waste time knitting on something that we don't like? I don't know. Sometimes we do that too, but anyway, take care. I will see you in a couple of weeks. Bye, everyone.